Hey guys, and welcome to the 1,000 subscriber video special. It was originally going to be QA regarding downfall parodies and me, but since nobody took that question, therefore that video's been scrapped. But instead, I'm going to do a little something in what I'm doing right here regarding the marker board. It's it's the draw my life. Like the ones I saw at Markiplier and of course Jacksepticeye. There was the one on PewDiePie and of course Jake Paul, former Disney star. But although I know it's the middle of the night, guys, I wanted to do this just for y'all. It's just for the subscribers. Just want to say thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. I'm gonna draw something, and I'm gonna reveal it to you. Although I will be telling a story, and I'll show you. Well, I was born in right here in the big country right here. In Breckenridge, Texas, in February 7th, 1993. And that was like a half a day before Valentine's. That even though that's not all where it's done. That this right here. I was born in a hospital, and yes, and ironically, I will reveal my real name right here. So therefore, that my name is actually Antonio Valentin Colchado. That's my real name. That is in fact my real name. But even though, like I say, it's rather easier to go by Tony. It's a short name and it's more American. Okay, and yes. Is I have to close the marker, even though even though 93, and yes. And yes, I do have a dad. Yes, although And I do also have a mom, even though yeah, like it. But but although even though I do have an older brother who goes by the name Mr. Ish 1992, and ironically, like I say, I happen to be the baby in the family. And yes, and ironically, they are not married. She was actually my birth number, and her name is Terry Davis. And it's my father. His name is Ismael. He was born in Mexico. My mother was born in Fort Worth, Texas. My bro, Ismael Jr., is actually born in the same town I was, Breckenridge. And yes, what could be better than to have a mom and a dad and a brother? And that would be having grandparents. And yes, folks, I do in fact have a grandma, and of course, I also had a grandpa from the side of my mom's family that's I know about. And this is my grandfather named Byron Davis Sr. And this is my grandma, Cordy Pearl Davis, which is also the name of the family. Now, my grandma and grandpa, even though they are, they were one of a kind. And yes, my dog is barking because of something, you know. And yes, this is Draw My Life, even though this is a fact. Draw My Life. And yes, like I say, it is in fact to draw out my whole life. But unfortunately, the good times did not last with the relatives because everyone in the family tree has to perish sometimes. But although it was really unfortunate for me. Because I happened to lose both of my grandparents, on the other hand. And yes, it was actually 3 years apart. And unfortunately, this is not, unfortunately for me, this is the saddest part. Even though I was only young, I was 3 years old when my grandpa died, and that was 1996. And then I was 6 years old, and my grandma had died in 1999, and it's unfortunate for me and my bro. And yeah, they were old, and yes, both were actually 77 when they passed away. Yeah. Yeah, it was a tough life. It was a tough life for me and my bro. We were born, and we only had to knew our grandparents for a short time. You know, it's, I'm just, that's life. Even though it was really sad. It was really sad to see my grandparents go. You know, go up there. But the brighter side is that education. Yeah, in the education, my bro starting kindergarten had started kindergarten at around the when he was like 7, and at 6, I have to start pre-K. Yeah, cause in a old building, at the old building. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, yet. But yeah, my bro, ironically, wasn't much a size because he was a shorty because he doesn't drink milk like I do. Yeah, that's me in pre-K. But before I went there, I went early childhood, and yes, and there's something I want to tell you. And me and my bro, both of us, were diagnosed with autism. Because today is April, and yes, it is in fact Autism Awareness Month. And yeah, although it may be, it's not that bad thing. It's just, you know, as my bro and I are both diagnosed with autism. No, when we were enrolled. At around the 3rd grade. Yeah. Yeah, but unfortunately, both of my parents got work. Yeah, because, you know, like I say, both of my parents work because we don't have much money in our family. So, and yeah, so, and you know what happens after school? Yeah, because both my bro and I, until the fourth and fifth grade, and my dad used to work at a Gorman Peanuts at Gorman, at Birdsong Peanut Factory. And then my mom used to work at Tritex, the sewing factory. Here, here in the hometown I live right now, my bro and I had to go to daycare. And the name was Hugs and Kisses. But unfortunately, for my life, it was not always hugs and kisses. Because, and the unfortunate thing happened to my bro. Yeah, I don't want to draw the picture of it, and I don't even. And I don't want to think about it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And unfortunately, thanks to that incident, my my mom, her mind was broken, and then thanks to that incident, she was in a mental hospital for a month or into two. And yeah, so my dad came in and saved us. And yeah, but and also before my bro and I were enrolled in fifth grade. That's all right. Well, my bro attended middle school, and I was attending fifth grade, which is the last grade in elementary school. It was informed that that she had cancer around the neck, and to tell you, and yes, but that's not where it just happened. It's not just with my mom, but also around also my father, because both parents have circumstances, different habits, and even though both my parents, my dad, was an actual alcoholic. And, that'll be on my gaming channel, Maxwell. Thank you. Thank you, Maxwell. But right now, this is, Draw My Life for an honor of 1,000 subscribers. So, thank you guys. So, yeah, my dad was an alcoholic. My mom was a smoker. And, yeah, she had a cancer around her neck. Because, no. But, the positive side, she's still alive, thankfully. But, and my mom, well, thank you, Maxwell. I appreciate it. But, like I say, there's hope. And my father had gave up alcohol. Thank goodness for that, because, you know. But although it did affect my father and I's relationship, you know, with my bro and I, we weren't too close either. I mean, we both have heated rivalries. But around the time in middle school, my bro and I had, despite of our autism and disability, yeah, because we both failed. Because we're both not doing so good in our middle school. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on. Yeah, it's like, say, around middle school. Yeah, my bro and I got F's. Like a couple F's and B's, C's, and like one of the A's. Like P. And then band came along. But although my bro came in the band, but unfortunately he left. And yes, it was on the hill, which is next to high school. And yes, I used to play the flute. And yes, I used to play the flute around 2005 through 2008. And I was in a band. Tell you. And there's the event. The former name of the academic before it was STARS was TAX. Was the TAX test. But unfortunately I was not good at it. I was not good at math around the 8th grade. At TAX, I was not good at reading. Not good at math. Science I did okay. But the one I got the perfect so far is social studies. So, X, check, and check. So, yeah. And it's around the 8th grade. But at the retake, reading's the only one I've struggled. It's the only one I've struggled at. But at least if you know, they let me. The principal was kind enough to get me all the way to get me to high school. And yes, I was still in band though, but under the new position. From 2008 to 2012, I just became the band manager. And yes, there was the academic called UIL. And we had a success in my life. We got we only got 1 Division 2, 3 Division 1 at the around the regionals, around the region. And then for area at 2010, we made it, but unfortunately we got to be in the top 3, so yeah, we did not make it. We did not make it to state, but oh no, wait, that was the 2009. Sorry about that. But sorry, that was my bad. In 2011, for the music, we're placed second, but we made it to the state championship. And that was our first of the second so far. And unfortunately, we placed 13th, just 6 spots away from 7th. But I had pretty fun. But although I can't say the same thing about my grades, unfortunately. Because I'm not that good. But in tax around the 11th grade, that's where it became the bane of my existence. Where it became the bane of my existence. But although I did in fact not accomplish reading, which is the bane of my existence, and of course science, but math, I became a whiz. Oh no, wait, that's social studies. But math, I finally got it done. But then around the 12th grade, my senior year, it was make or break, do or die, advance or held back. But 12th grade, I have finally advanced, passing science and then passing reading. And then for my future, I wanted to be a NASCAR driver on the other hand, but unfortunately my mom won't let me be a NASCAR driver because she said it's too dangerous. I'm afraid I might get killed. Despite the fact that it does have safer barriers. But, although, the other thing is I wanted to be a comedian. You know, because I may humor people, but sometimes I kind of do it in a nuisance. In a way of a nuisance. And I'll erase it perfectly later on. But for now, let's focus on... Because, yes, in around 2007, I found YouTube. But even though I did not create my own channel till 2010, where I make some videos like the stoked alternate endings of the episode. Like if it's a bad happens to the character, if something bad happens. But if something like a wonderful happens, then it's wonderfully happening. Sorry, there was a coin. But even though I'm not done yet. And therefore, right now, my name, I came up with the name Mega Mr. 46. Because 46 is one hell of a number. Because there wasn't much used in NASCAR since Cole Trickle of Days of Thunder. No, played by Tom Cruise and Rusty Wallace. But even though, as a matter of fact, I do want to have my own channel. On the other hand, is of course those. And then around 2012, here comes the other two. And there's one because I love comedy so much, and it's no secret that I love video games. That I love video games so much that I also became founder Stop Tony Time, which is sketch comedies, since I watched my personal friend, well, not going to confirm his name, but created False Humor. But even though, but even though autistic, but no, that's not going to work. And then I create this, Mr. 46 Pokemon Amateur. And then around 2014, I create a new channel. Because even though I love watching cartoons, well, why not make news coverages regarding to animation? And therefore, the name is Animation News. And I love doing I love drawing. But around 2010, that's not all that happened. I also have an account on DeviantArt in 2010, where I created the show. Where I just created a show, which is in Canada, which is a plain version of most from the 1967 cartoon. And even though the production team never watched the 1967 cartoon of George's Jungle, and where I ship the two so bad that I call them Geomag, despite the fact that Magnolia, the one who has the southern accent's name, is actually looking like Ursula, who's actually a redhead. As if Ursula is a redhead and Magnolia is a redhead, shouldn't her name be Ursula? But and then it's not going to work. And then yes, and the latest I did before coming back to this, now named Gisela, which is George and Ursula, who later became a Pharaoh woman. And yes, it was the Aladdin balcony kiss. But yes. Okay, and now we're getting back to my life. But yes, and I am gonna get back to my life, and I will right here, folks. But unfortunately, I did graduate. But unfortunately, my mom just tells me to get a job because being a comedian takes a lot of work, and I'm still stuck in a dream. And tell me to get to reality. And tell me I had, even though that's not her words, it's my own words. I have had it with your fantasy crap, Antonio. That's what she said, and so yeah, and unfortunately, I was stuck with no job. But in 2012, I happened to got a job at a Mexican restaurant, which is of course in Spanish, from 2012 through 2013, which was La Hacienda. I really have, sorry, La Familia. I've been hired in October, and then, unfortunately, in 2013, there was a gentleman that goes by a name Victor Martinez, as Jose Garcia was the owner of La Familia. And then he bought La Familia, and the rest of us were laid off. But even though he is a kind man, not gonna lie, he really is kind. And he named it La Hacienda, which I'm still working. And that's the good news. Haha. But unfortunately, around the unfortunately around 2013, her cancer came back, but it was actually bone cancer and the combo breast cancer. Unfortunately, it was not a good one. Not a very good experience. You know, but and then around 2014 at Valentine's Day. Well, around the nighttime, the doctors came by, and unfortunately, I had before going to the morgue, she yeah, and I leaned in and kissed her forehead before going to morgue, and therefore around 9:30 p.m. It, and she passed away, and yeah, that was the most difficult part of my life. Yeah, you know, sometimes sometimes I do think of her. You know, even though she was a smoker, you know, she was lucky to have me and my bro, despite the fact that my bro and I argued, and just and unfortunately, my dad and I, we weren't, much the same since she died. Just, heartbroken. Sorry, my voice sounds like this. You know, lost if I lost my mom. But although around around 2015, which was around the anniversary of my mom's death, I just go to La Hacienda, and then ironically, the Super 8 Motel. The Super 8 Motel booked in, and that it was around Valentine's. We were really, really busy, but and then the next day, I remember after Valentine's, we lost several Civil Wars, and then we were pretty slow. That's ironic, tragic, but ironic. But even though, in a positive, I met someone in my, well, not in a love like as yeah, like I say, even though we're not in a romantic relationship, because although she does kind of look like my mom, to be honest. Yes, and even though her name right here, this is Olivia. She's a friend of mine. But but although the username is between me and her, if she does draw my life in her own way, we there. And then of course, just like me, she was autistic. But unfortunately, around 2016, around the summer, she had an idea that I can't discuss about what it looks like, but it was not safe for work. And then she'll explain it all. What happened around that time. And yes, I did a video. I have that on a DeviantArt. And yes, I even though I now have facial hair. Yeah, I, even though I did not mean to, though I didn't mean to do that, just, just wanted to her give her. I just want to give her some confidence. Then, yeah, I placed the blame on myself for her own situation. But she said it was not her. It was not my fault. Really did. But even though, even though we did talk through deviant art, and like I say, even though we both got our negatives in the way, there's always a positive. Cause and yeah, and oh wait, hold on. And that's why she and I become friends. And are we boyfriend and girlfriend? Like are Olivia and I boyfriend and girlfriend? Yeah, no. Only in my dreams, but other than that, yeah, because she has also reminded me of my mom. But even though we both have our ups, both have our downs, and but unfortunately, last year 2017 was a total downer for me and for her. Even though Olivia and I were pretty no, you know, I make her so angry. I even make Olivia really angry. But although that was 2000, that was 2017. Then she decided to stop us to me because of that incident. But and then around the next week after our silent treatment, she decides that she forgave me. Yep. Yep, and that was the life side of drawing my life. Sorry, of draw my life. But back to YouTube. Okay, but back to YouTube. So yeah, I focused more So yeah, and I connected to my Mr. 46 Pokemon Amateur channel. I also have a Twitch and Mixer accounts regarding my gaming YouTube channel. But yeah, that's this is back to the YouTube moment, yeah. And yes, even though even though that did not get much subscribers, the gaming channel got 6 subscribers. And that would be under Mr. 46 Pokemon Amateur. And yes, you could subscribe to that. Animation news, on the other hand, right now, 57 subscribers. But now back to the main channel here right now. Like, holy Gargansola. Holy Gargansola. 1,226 subscribers and counting. And the reason for that is because of the JonTron video. His reaction was to the Mac and Blue. Sorry, Frankie and Mac. At Goodbye to Blue. And of course, the downfall parody of Hitler's hurricane situation. Yes, a hurricane situation because thanks to the devastation of Harvey. Thanks to the devastation caused by Hurricanes Irma and Harvey. But guys, to be honest, yes. Thank you guys for, I'm going to say this from the bottom of my heart, without any tears, as I've already used my tears on my mom's death. Thank you for changing my life, and letting me be part of the community, even though I'm not a big person like Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, PewDiePie, even Hitler Rant parodies, and any of the YouTubers with downfall parodies. I still want to thank you for subscribing to my channel for 1,000. Like I say, you guys are really great. You really are. Oh, no, wait. I take it back. You guys aren't great. You guys are the best in the world. And yes, this comes from me from the bottom of my heart. You guys are the best. So, thank you guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. And yes. And yes, of course. And of course, you could follow me on any other, aside from YouTube. You can, of course, follow me on Twitter. watch me on DeviantArt for my art, because I'm more of a great person. But, and also, if you want, you can, I say if you want to, you can follow me on Anchor FM, where I do the podcast, Anything Geekdom. Tuesday, and on Wednesday, Star Wars, which is The Wednesday Awakens, which is a reference to The Force Awakens, this shirt I got on right now. But although, even though my main channel, even though my gaming channel needs subscribers, even though you could follow me on Mixer or Twitch on Mr. 46 Pokemon Amateur. Well, Mega Mr. 46 is on Twitch. The name is. The Mixer is Mr. 46 Pokemon Amateur, like Pokemon AM. And of course, the only one that gets the channel, of course, the only one that gets the channel is Animation News. The only one with YouTube. Like I say, thank you guys. Subscribe to Mega Mr. 46, Mr. 46 Pokemon Amateur, and of course, Animation News on YouTube. You can follow Mr. 46 Pokemon Amateur on Mixer, and well, my name is on the Twitch. And I also forgot, you can follow me on Instagram also. You know, you can watch me on DeviantArt, and you can follow me on Anchor FM. Leave me a call in. Even though Animation News wants help, even though I want help with Animation News, you guys can volunteer. Leave me a call in on Anchor FM if you want to do it. But then again, guys, I'm just saying, here's to the road to 1 million subscribers. And, or 2,000. Even though I'm not big in YouTube, I'm big in heart. I really am. So, guys, thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. And in the words of my friend, be weird and stay weird. But in the words of Erod, a fellow guy, and I cannot do what I do without you.